We're Tactical and
Yeah, it's Randy with Phoenix Gun Range down here in Lawrence, South Carolina. On a nice, beautiful, sunny Sunday morning, or afternoon now, I guess it is.
that
And,
it is.
well, we are going to have a little more fun today.
Yes, we are. Because today we're bringing out two world wars.
That is a weapon of war. You're not allowed to have that.
Oh, I'm not?
That's what Congress says.
Well, I'm so sorry. I guess Congress can go ahead and do Congress things.
So nothing then?
There you go. So today I brought out a Tisas 45. Not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, I will gladly take it. So previously I've done a lot of shooting with this gun. I've done a lot of shorts with it. It's up on a couple of my other platforms. My Patreon channel, 864 Tactical. It's also on my TikTok, 864 Tactical. So I'm not new to shooting this. This will be Randy's second time shooting it because you did shoot it once.
I shot like 3 or 4 rounds, I think.
Okay. I put 1,000 rounds through it. And let me tell you what, with all the rounds I put through this gun, it begs for more. So this is a Tisas model 1911 U.S. Army. I've changed the grips out because they give you the little plastic grips when you get it, and I really didn't like them. So I went ahead and went with these.
Is that G10s?
Yeah. This is a 45 ACP. This is made Tisas USA in Knoxville, Tennessee. And for a sub $400 gun, I think I picked this one up a touch over 300. I've had a couple of different 1911s. I had a Taurus. I liked the Taurus, but out of all the 1911s, I've got to give it to this one. This one is really built.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Let me see what you think of it.
I like the looks of the gun. Okay. I do like the finish on the gun. It's nice. And you say you like this best of all the 1911s you shot?
So far.
So far. Well, I have one up there that I have in my carry rotation. And maybe we'll have to do a review on that.
The Rock Island?
That Rock Island I got. But the thing is, it's not the full 5-inch
You've got the tanker.
No, I don't have the tanker. I got the Commander series.
Ah, see, I want a Commander series.
Yeah, they're comfortable to carry. But I like the way the 45 shoots. I like the responsiveness of it. And one of the things that I like about a 45 is it's all metal.
Yep.
I love a steel framed gun. Okay. And I think that the weight of the gun, now keep in mind, it's not something you want to go spend hours on the range with because of that.
Yep.
Okay. But as far as versatility and usability of the gun, I think that weight makes it a lot better shooter.
Oh, yes.
It does negate a lot of the recoil that would be felt normally. But even when you get into like the smaller ones, like my Commander series, okay, that still negates the recoil. Okay, one of the things, and I think it's a good thing that I have on the Commander series, I actually have a target crown on mine. Okay, that's the way it came.
Yep.
And the target crown is nice because it helps. It really does help with your accuracy, whether people want to believe that or not. And what I mean by it helps with your accuracy is if you happen to bounce the front of the gun off of something, you get a little nick in it and you don't have a target crown, it can affect the trajectory of the bullet coming out. It can actually turn it. Where with a target crown, it actually clears all the rifling and everything before it gets to where that damage could be.
Yep.
So it makes it a lot better to shoot that way. I like the feel of this. It's well balanced. I like the fact that it is a true 1911. Okay, it doesn't have all your funky Picatinny rails up here for lights and lasers and chainsaws and whatever else going on, bayonets.
So another fun fact about Tisas. Everybody's got a 1911 patent. Everyone builds a 1911. Everyone does it. Everyone can have your opinion who does it best. Tisas uses the 100% Colt patent when they build this gun. Okay. And if I'm wrong on that, feel free to tell me in the comments. But from my research, that's what I found out with it.
Right. I do like, and I'm a person that if I'm drawing a gun, you want to step either whichever way. If I'm drawing a gun, regardless of what gun it is, as I come out of the holster, I'm sweeping forward and sweeping the safety as I'm doing it, regardless of whether there's a safety or not. It's just something I trained myself to do. Because some of the guns I have safety, some of them don't.
Yep.
And it's a good thing to train yourself to do, so that way you do it every time, and you'll never have to worry about carrying cocked and locked.
Yep.
Because you're going to automatically come out of that holster and sweep that safety as you bring it forward.
Yep.
And then I like I love this little finger groove on that G10. I mean, it gives you a nice place to put that. And granted, that's designed for one-handed shooting.
Yep.
Okay, which is nice. I'm gonna have to try some of that just to see if I like it. I'm not used to shooting one-handed unless I have to.
I brought 50 rounds, so we'll see what she does.
Well, she's gonna eat some today, I guess.
And I ain't gonna be nice with it. Like I said, she's 1,000 round broke, and we're gonna see how she likes it.
Good, good. We'll just go ahead and get on there. I mean, you've got the little lanyard loop and all that stuff. Okay, looks like your magazine release pretty easy to get to. It's pretty positive too. I mean, it's firm, so you don't just accidentally hit it and knock it loose. You got to put some pressure on it.
And the trigger in this thing, I know all 1911's got that light trigger. I got a smooth trigger. This one has a really nice trigger.
If you want to learn about the triggers in these kind of guns, come see me. I'll give you an education on them. I'll tell you exactly how they work because it's very unique design.
Yep.
And that's why they work so well. Okay. You want to start or you want me to start?
Take the first shots.
Good. I'll grab this little package I got in my back pocket here.
All right. I'm going to get out of your way.
Get some of these nice fat ball ammo. Let's see how these plates like that. Oh, that was smooth. That was a smooth slide. I like that. Okay. Safety is off. And here we go. What happened? We'll try that again. Okay. Magazine did not seat. Is what that was. So we'll try that one more time. That time I think it took it. Okay, safety off. Boy, when that plate turned, you saw that ricochet take the bank out.
Yes.
But the nice thing about these plates is the way they sit. Everything either ricochets down or into the berm.
Absolutely.
And
So what do you think of that?
I like the way it feels. I like the full-size guns. I really do. I'm not 100% sold that it's my favorite of the 1911 lineup, but I tell you what, I can lean on it.
I mean,
something to think about.
Getting a 1911 under $400.
Yeah.
You can't
That's
complain.
the other thing. I mean, I look at mine. Mine was probably right in that price range, maybe a little bit higher than that. But for the most part, a lot of the 1911s you're seeing out there are more leaning on the $700 and $800 price ranges. So when you look at this being off of the Colt patent and running right around the $400 price range, I'll take that over $800 or $900. Now a less bear, of course, would be a little bit different, but then again, that's customized. So we're talking a whole different. That's not even apples and oranges. That's more like grapes and watermelons. You know, so it's a whole different animal.
Absolutely. So you shot steel. I'm going to shoot brass.
Oh, gee, thanks.
But I'm going to make sure my magazine's seated.
I did tap the bottom of that.
So some of the magazines, when they're in the flush, they're just a little bit lower, so you got to push up with your thumb.
Ah.
So I always go with.
Look out, and I seen this.
And we're clear again. I typically run these ones. That way, when you insert the mag, you already know it's in.
Okay, let them see what that looks like.
And you've got just that little extension right there versus
a flush flat plate.
Yep. And you'll see that it's just a little bit low in there. And this does come with, I believe, 2 or 3 magazines factory. I just prefer these with that little stop on it.
Well,
it makes them run just a little bit better.
I will say this, and this is me having a brain fart, okay, suffering from cranial gastritis. I should have known a military mag always subsets. It doesn't hang out the bottom.
Yep.
And I've gotten spoiled with the aftermarket or the civilian market mags where you have the base plate that you can feel it.
Yep.
And that was all on me 100%.
Well, with that being said, let's rock some steel. And before you know it, like all 1911s, it prematurely runs out.
I'm gonna say it's just like when you start to have fun and get into the groove. Well, now we gotta call the brakes.
So with that being said about 1911s, I love them. They are a phenomenal gun to shoot, in my opinion, and you can't go wrong with them. They're easy to clean. They're a little bit more technical to take down. So on a 1911, she is clear. Works. You have to adjust the barrel bushing by depressing this and rotating, and then hold your hand over this, otherwise it'll rocket up and go through your rope. Ask me how I know. I made the fatal mistake.
That sounds like the voice of experience to me.
Hey, I'm an honest YouTuber. I'm going to tell them when I screwed up. If you literally depress this button right here and then rotate this and don't hold on to it, it goes swing.
Well, you got to remember, you have a full-length guide rod in there that is completely covered by spring.
Yep.
So that spring's going to let loose and it's going to go.
Absolutely. But I like the feel of it. I wish there was a little bit more on the beaver tail right here, because I feel like you can get pinched right here. But other than that, I have zero complaints with this.
No, I thought it actually felt pretty good, because what I was looking at is, you say you feel like you could get pinched right here?
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm looking at is when I'm up in there, the web of my thumb is tied up into that beaver tail. And basically all that beaver tail is really for is to protect you from the hammer.
Yeah.
And it has full protection from the hammer. So I don't look at that as a negative.
That's why I'm saying a little bit wider right here on the beaver tail.
Yeah.
Because when the hammer comes down just a little bit more, it'll get you.
But if you're all the way up under, it can't get you. I mean, I don't care how far down it goes. It's right against the beaver tail there, and it's not touching me.
Good point.
Okay. I understand. A lot of people like the longer beaver tails.
It could just be a cosmetic thing for me.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that some people would like it, some people don't care.
Yep.
Me, personally, I'm not a big worrier of it. Okay. No, I got everything here.
Okay.
Oh, that was just the extra one that couldn't get in this.
Oh, okay.
But no, like I said, one of the things I do like that Tisas did, okay, I've fired a lot of different guns over the years. I've been shooting guns for a long time. And the lemon squeezer, okay, the grip safety, some people don't like them because I've had guns where, I mean, you had to really grip onto that thing and hold it tight to be able to get it to engage that grip safety. This is actually a very smooth and light. I mean, it won't do anything like this, but when you grab that grip and you get the proper grip, it's going to push it in naturally. And you're not going to feel it. I felt them already. The springs were so bad you could feel it pushing on your hands. Okay, but with that said, we're going to go ahead and
hang on just before you go.
Okay,
I've got something special for you.
All right. Well, let me put this down for a second. Let you talk a little more about the gun.
So, like I said, we got something a little more special. So I've been really gentle with it, getting it to 1,000 rounds. Yeah, I've kind of beat it up a little bit. Needs a good cleaning, on the outside at least. I'm going to go ahead and give him 2 magazines and tell him to rock and lock them.
Okay. You mind if I do a shake and bake with it?
Go ahead. See, that's the cool thing about 1911s. They have metal mags. You're going to see how quick they hit the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And these ones are a little beat up anyway. So there's that. There's an extra mag.
Okay, we'll put this one in my pocket.
There's that one. Oh, and wait. There's an 8-rounder.
Oh, you want to have fun, huh? All right. And I'm not even going to look to see which one I put in. I'm just going to put it in and go. Well, I guess I'm going to have to see it when I walk it in. Okay, safety is off. Rack and pack. Ready? And again, I did it again. I did it again. That way they can see what I'm talking about. This is a military style magazine. You see how it's hanging down there? Okay. It is not seated all the way in. Whoops. There, now you can see what they look like when they hit the ground. This will give you a testament of the 1911. After it hit the ground, shake it off, put it in, And now seat it all the way up in. Slap that baby. Try it again. I think we got her that time. All right, let's get my positions here. And see, I'm not going to be able to rack and pack the way I wanted to, but I can still keep throwing them down range here. And for the next one. Now this one I shouldn't have had too much trouble with. And she's empty. All right. That's actually fun to shoot that fast behind each other. I did do what I claimed I wanted to do in the beginning of the video, and I shot it one-handed just to see how it felt. And I'm going to tell you what, it was very easily managed with one hand.
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing that I do have that I have a complaint about, okay, and you may or may not agree with me. I'm going to step up here so you can see it better. Right here. This little guy right here. All right. Which comes back to, like I said before, it is a slide lock, not a slide release. And just to prove my point, I have a big hand. I can palm a basketball. I cannot reach that without bringing my support hand up and hitting it. Okay. So again, that goes to the point that I was saying before, that it is a slide lock, not a slide release. People use it as a slide release, but I'm hesitant to do that a lot of times because I just don't like using it to chamber around. Okay. If you don't get it into battery correctly, or you don't get the ejector to pick it up correctly, then you're going to be out of battery and you're going to have an issue with it anyhow. So again, I do like it. I do like the whole safety aspect of it. I like the way the safety, it's very tactile, very easily reached. It's not so stiff that you got to, you know what I mean? And I do like the grips. I think the grips are very good.
Absolutely.
Now it's your turn to run and gun.
We're going to see what we can do. And then we're going to be done with this guy for the day.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, because, we done spent everything we got on it as far as ammo for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, we only bring so much down to do this testing with.
Wonder what happened there.
Looky there. That's a first for that. That's what I was talking about, where it may not have grabbed the rim properly.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's stick that back in there and see what we can do. Smack back. She went good that time.
She went good that time.
All right. Well, I'm going to step out of here while you shoot.
See what I can do with one hand.
Alrighty.
She ran.
Well, I will say this. Okay. I like the gun. All right. I'm still not 100% that it's going to be my favorite of the 1911 runs, but I will say this for everybody to hear and understand. If you are a 1911 fan and you like shooting 45, okay, you can't go wrong with this gun. It's a comfortable gun. It's easily manageable, both two and one-handed. So I don't see how it could be wrong.
Absolutely.
And again, you know, you'll have the purist that'll sit there and say, well, it's not really a 1911. It's not a 70s series. I don't care what series it is. Okay. The bottom line is if somebody shoots me with that gun, I'm not going to say, is that a 70 or an 80 series?
Who
I'm probably
cares?
going to lay down and cry because it's going to hurt like hell.
It's a 1911 that's under $400. You can
Yeah.
take it out and beat the
And
shit
that's my
out of
point.
it.
Yeah. If you want to be a purist, then sure, it may not be for you.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to be a person that likes 1911 and wants to shoot the 1911 platform, then heck, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a good shooting gun. And I've had people ask me, why do you carry a 1911 in your carry rotation?
It's comfortable and you're used to it.
Well, not only that, you know, a lot of people will sit there and say, well, 9mm so plentiful. And there's so many different platforms you can carry with a 9mm. Okay, well, let's give you a comparison here. I could walk over there into the driveway and I could pick up a stone and I could throw it at you as hard as I can. And it's going to hit you and you're going to go, ow, that stung. But if I pick up a brick, it's going to come at you a little bit slower, but it's probably going to knock you out.
Yep.
Okay, so it's going to put you down. So, and that's the whole thing. You know, I equate a stone to a brick. And quite honestly, there's a reason why they used a 45 in the military. Okay, because it does knock down the enemy. I said what I got to say. It's a good gun. It's a good running gun. Okay, and I'll tell you one of the things. Is that back sight driftable at all, or is it solid?
Solid.
No, it's actually into a little channel there, but the front is solid milled into the slide.
Yep.
Okay, so the only adjustment you're really going to have is going to be for windage. And the way it's put together, I don't think you'd even have to adjust for that. You know, and besides, again, if we're talking confrontational use or self-protection, you're going to be close enough that it's not going to matter.
Yep. I ain't got any final thoughts on it. You already know what I think of it. I own it. I bought it. I carry it. And I've beaten the hell out of it. And I'm going to continue doing that.
Well, people have been beating 1911 since, let's see, 1911.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, there's still a lot of the old World War I and World War II ones that are still in existence.
And they're all worried about scratching them up.
Oh.
If I buy a 1911, I'm going to use it.
I want to beat it.
Yeah.
Because they're designed to take that beating.
Well, with that being said, Nate with 864 Tactical.
And Randy with